Hello, everybody. I hope you are all safe and well. Sorry for my absence. I was in recovery mode. I ate something I've been eating my entire life, but I've now discovered I can't eat it anymore. It made me sick. It hurt my stomach, and it gave me a raging case of either heartburn or indigestion. I'm not sure because I've never had either one, but I was absolutely miserable. And I was talking with a friend who was asking what I had eaten, and I told her it was tomato soup. And we figured that that was it. So I guess I'll have to remove tomato soup along with many other things from my diet that I've had to remove since I've hit the other side of 60. Anyway, I'm back and I have a new list for you. And this one is movies that always make me cry. You may remember the routine Eddie Murphy did in the 80s about Michael Jackson, where he would always say, Michael just so sensitive. That's your girl. I'm extremely sensitive. I cry on Christmas commercials. I cry every year watching Polar Express and Charlie Brown's Christmas and just all kinds of stuff. The John Lewis Christmas commercials over here, oh, they're astonishing. Anyway, let me give you my list of films that always make me cry. Number 15 on the list is fairly new. Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, in The Banshees of Inisherin. Farrell and Gleeson together, the chemistry is remarkable, the way they play off of one another. This film is about lifelong friends on a tiny island. They've been best friends forever, and one day, Brendan Gleeson decides to stop talking to Colin Farrell without any explanation, any warning. He just decides, I'm not going to talk to you anymore, which of course upsets Colin Farrell. He's like, what have I done? And his former friend tells him, you're dull, you're boring. Colin Farrell's character keeps trying to mend the friendship. He's not understanding this. It makes no sense to him. And unfortunately, things spiral badly out of control, which makes me cry. I kind of get that, you know. Sometimes lifelong friends, they fall out. And friends are important. They're important to me anyway, and I would like to think they're important to most people. Anyway, without spoiling the end of it for you, I would suggest if you've not seen it, you should watch it. Number 14 on the list. I've only watched it twice and I'll never watch it again, although I'm sure if I did watch it again, I would cry. 2008, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Do I need to say anything else? No. Number 13 on the list, 2001's In the Time of the Butterflies, which is based on the scary Trujillo regime in the Dominican Republic in the 60s. It's the story of the Mirabal sisters, three of whom were executed for their anti-government stance. This is a horrifying and heartbreaking movie, especially the end where the sisters are returning from prison after visiting their husbands and they're waylaid by Trujillo's soldiers. It's just, I cry every time. Number 12. The 80s gave us a lot of great films, and in my humble opinion, one of the better ones from the 80s is 1985's Mask, starring Cher, Eric Stoltz, and the dreamy Sam Elliott. It's based on the true story of Rocky Dennis, who was born with severe facial disfigurement. His mom was a biker. They lived in a little town, I think it was Oklahoma. And as a single mom and a biker mom with a disfigured son, there was a lot of, talk. People can be cruel, but she was determined to give Rocky the best life possible, which she did. What gets me in this film is at the very end when they read the poem that he wrote. Okay, number 11. My English teachers will love this. Number 11 is 2000, The House of Mirth, based on the Edith Wharton novel. Poor Lily Bart, played brilliantly by Gillian Anderson of X-Files fame. She just can't do anything right. She can't please anybody. And the one person she wants more than anything in the world doesn't have the guts to tell everybody to sod off and claim her. Given that this is like mid-19th century, I believe, and the class system is very much in effect, there's limited things that Lily can do to try and better her station, but along the way, she makes some serious mistakes, and female jealousy sets her up in a kind of trap, if you want to call it that. And that is the beginning of her downfall, which is so sad and unfair. It's the unfairness of it that makes me cry. Number 10. Everybody cries on this. I watch this a lot. Everybody cries on this. 1994's Forrest Gump. Sergeant Dan's descent into despair after losing his legs. Forrest's lifelong love for the Robin Wright character, whose name currently escapes me, and then her subsequent death. His love for his mom, and the way Sally Field says when he's like, "Why are you dying, mama?" And she says, "It's my time. It's just my time." That's when I start to cry, and I pretty much cry through the rest of the movie. If I'm not crying over something going on in the movie, then they're playing a song from that fabulous soundtrack that triggers something that makes me cry. Number 9. Where is number 9 on my list? Oh, God. Robin Williams in Awakenings. He plays a man named Leonard, who gets ill as a child, and he lapses into this comatose state, and De Niro plays the child, my bad. Robert De Niro plays Leonard, and Robin Williams plays Dr. Oliver Sacks. He's working in this hospital that has all kinds of comatose patients and patients who are catatonic and stuff, and he's trying to figure out a way to revive them in a sense, get them to live again. And he does. And the drug that he invents works great on Leonard's character, De Niro's character of Leonard. And it slowly works on the other people in the facility, and they begin to talk again and just do stuff again. However, De Niro's character is like, okay, I'm well now, so I want to leave, but they won't let him leave the hospital. And then, of course, as it happens with drug trials so often, the drug fails and everybody relapses. It's heartbreaking, and it's also based on a true story. It's a really good film. As usual, Robin Williams is just, his range of emotions and characters that he could play never ceases to stun me, and I still miss him. Number 8. This is Shane Meadows, 2006. This is England. Tommy Turgoose is living in a deprived town area of England with his mom, his single mom, and he develops a friendship with a lot of, I'd call them misfits, but they're all older than he is, including a skinhead. The skinhead is played brilliantly by my crush, Stephen Graham, which you've heard me talk about before. This film, the soundtrack is good. The scene where Combo loses it and does something unforgivable to Milky is where I start to cry. And the scene at the very end where an 11-year-old Tommy Turgoose is standing on the beach and the Smiths are singing, "Please, please, please, let me get what I want." I can't listen to that song anymore. So, let me see. That was Shane Meadows. 8. Who's on 7? Number 7. This is a childhood movie for me. Brian's Song with Billy D. Williams and James Caan. This depicts the friendship between Gale Sayers and Brian Piccolo, former teammates for the Chicago Bears. I was not into football. I'm still not that into football. But this movie, I remember sitting in my next door neighbor's kitchen. We were watching it on their kitchen TV, propped up on the refrigerator, sitting at the kitchen table, and we were sobbing. We must have been around 12 or 13 years old. And all of her brothers came in the kitchen, and they formed a ring around us and went, wah, 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 making fun of us the way boys since time immemorial have made fun of their sisters and their sisters' friends. Years later, when I saw it, maybe in my mid-50s, it had the same reaction. I just cry. Number 6 is Silkwood. Meryl Streep and Kurt Russell and Cher. This is based on the true story, and they still don't know exactly what happened to her, of Karen Silkwood. She was working in a plutonium plant, and she was trying to bring to management's attention some safety violations. She gets some radiation poisoning. They do something to her while she's on shift. And then they make it seem like she didn't follow, the rules, and that's why. Anyway, it's just really sad. Okay, 6. That was 6. Number 5. Did I skip 5? Oh, no. Number 5, 1966. Lana Turner, Madam X, and John Forsythe. Lana Turner marries John Forsythe against the wishes of his mother. She's a shop girl. Not a tawdry shop girl. This is an American film, obviously, but he had political ambitions, and his mom didn't think she was good enough for him. So while he's out on the political trail, she gets a little frustrated, and she's hanging out, with the society set and stuff. And then comes a suave and debonair Ricardo Montalban. She's lonely. She falls, and the rest, is disaster. That was 5. Number 4. I'm not going to do any more long lists because it's too hard for me to look at the notes. Number 4. Everybody cries on this. 1983's Terms of Endearment. Shirley MacLaine, Deborah Winger, Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson is like an acting god, if you will. And Shirley MacLaine in the role of Deborah Winger's mother, the two of them perfectly embodied the oftentimes difficult relationship between mothers and daughters. I don't want to delve too deeply into that because I will start crying because I miss my mom terribly and we often butted heads, but it's a tearjerker of a film. Number three, this is another one, Barbara Hershey and Bette Midler in Beaches. Childhood friends. This film has special significance for me. I first saw it with one of my childhood friends, Debbie. And I think we were in I don't know, we weren't children anymore, but we had been friends since the age of 4. I think we were in our mid 20s or thereabouts. Anyway, we're watching the movie together and we're crying together and drinking amaretto and orange juice together. And after she dies and they're singing that song, Did You Ever Know That You're My Hero? Debbie turns to me and she says, You are my hero, Kathy. Now I'm already crying. So having her say that, I'm like, that's your drinks cut off, girl. What's wrong with you? And she was like, but you are. You always do everything you say you're going to do. You're my hero. So that's number 3. We got 2 to go. Number 2, who doesn't cry on this? 1989's Steel Magnolias. The friendship between those 4 women, the way they support each other and pick each other up and have each other's back. Olympia Dukakis at the funeral as Sally Field is having a total, utter meltdown. And she tells Milan, slap her. And she shoves Shirley MacLaine in front of Sally Field. And there's, you do everyone in Chicopee County a favor. Go on, take a whack at Weezer. And Weezer says, are you high? It's brilliant because at one moment, the audience, at least me, I'm sitting there sobbing. And when she does that, it's the way Shirley MacLaine says, are you high? And the tears are immediately transformed into laughter. But I'm still crying because I'm one of those people who frequently will laugh, until tears stream down my face, as anybody who knows me will attest to, particularly people who have worked with me. Anyway, like Dolly Parton said, laughter through tears is my favorite emotion, and it's no wonder that Steel Magnolias remains beloved by millions of movie watchers. Number 1 on the list, I am at number 1. It's 1959's Imitation of Life, again with Lana Turner, John Gavin, Mahalia Jackson singing at the funeral at the end. This is a mommy film. I first saw this film with my mother. And again, it's one of those films that, if you're a woman, in my opinion, the most intense relationship you can have is with your mother. And the relationship between Lana Turner and her daughter in this movie is, it's fraught. But yet you could tell that the mother loves this child no matter what. no matter what, this mother loves her child. It's a very moving film, and I can't watch it without thinking of my mother. And actually, the first time we watched it together, I must have been around 15 or 16, and it was during those teenage years where we were constantly at odds. At any rate, at the end of the movie, she looked at me and she laughed and she said, "Don't let that be you." If you've not seen the movie, then you'll need to watch it so you can put what I just said into context. And that's it. Your girl's list of the 15 movies that always make me cry. Next time, I think I will try and do a list of movies that always make me laugh. I'm not a big comedy watching person, but there are a few comedies that just crack me up. So I'll have a think about that and get back to you on it. Thanks as always for continuing to watch my ramblings. Be safe and be happy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.